Hey there, Tiffany Thomas with wealthytiffany.com, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about a budgeting app called Qube Money. And before we dive in, if you guys are ready for financial freedom right now, comment freedom below in the comments or give me some other comment to help out the YouTube algorithm so we can get this video out to more people. And before we dive in, you guys, I'm working on a new background, so tell me in the comments if you like it or if you don't like it, and I'll probably be making minor changes here and there, but this is kind of my new setup. All right, let's dive in and talk about budgeting because I know a lot of people struggle with budgeting. They have a hard time keeping their budget up to date or even setting up a budget. So if you find it hard to stick to a budget, you are not alone because less than half of Americans actually have a budget. And nearly 40% of millennials have gone into debt because they didn't have the money needed to buy something, but they bought it anyway. So you are definitely not alone if you struggle with budgeting or managing your money. And by the end of the video, we are going to hopefully have a solution for you that will be really beneficial to you. We want to budget so we can actually reach our money goals that we are setting. Hopefully we're setting money goals. But budgeting will help us with that. So, we can take a trip to Italy or Hawaii, or you can buy that car that you've been wanting to purchase. A whole bunch of different things. But if we aren't really budgeting our money, then we aren't going to be able to reach those things. And we'll continue to overspend and continue to accumulate debt, which is not good because we want to, eventually retire or become financially free, to have that option to retire if we wanted to. So we could spend all of our days in Hawaii or traveling the world, or maybe just spending more time with family. There's quite a few different apps out there that claim to help you budget, and some of them have really good benefits. And there's even, a couple that I use, like mint.com or personalcapital.com. But there's quite a few differences between those apps that are out there right now versus the Qube Money app. So that's why I wanted to talk about this application. And it used to be called Proactive Budgeting, I think is what it was. And you can tell why they changed the name because when you hear proactive, at least when I hear proactive, I think of the acne medicine Proactive. Anyway, it's now called Qube Money. And I just wanted to explain how it works and some benefits that they have. Essentially, the Qube Money app is a digital money envelope system. With the traditional envelope system, you have a number of envelopes that you set up, and you think of each category that you would need to spend money on. So for example, you're going to need to make a car payment, or rent, or insurance, or your phone bill, all different things like that. And you would set up all of these different envelopes and you would figure out what your budget amount is, and you would put that amount in cash into each envelope. And then you would only spend the cash that you have in each envelope for each category. So if you had a clothing envelope and you spent, maybe you had a budget of $100 and you spent $90 on your clothing budget and you want to buy a pair of shoes for $30, you wouldn't have enough money in your envelope. So ideally, you would put those shoes back and not purchase them because you wouldn't have enough cash in that envelope. But you may find yourself transferring some cash over to that envelope from a different envelope that you haven't used yet. And while this is a good system for some people, a lot of people don't really want to carry around that cash all the time. I know I wouldn't want to have that much cash on me. And it's kind of easy to switch that cash over to something else or not really pay attention to which envelope you're taking the cash out of. And so with Qube Money, they've made a digital envelope system. And this way you can just download their app onto your phone. So you would link your bank account to it, and you would set up a different number of cubes or categories for each of your budgeting amounts. And this way it is digital, so you're not carrying around all of that cash. But when you go to make a purchase, you open the app and you can see exactly how much money you have in each category. So if you, had those shoes that you wanted to buy and you've already spent $90 in your clothing budget and they're $30, so you only have $10 left, so you'd be short $20. You pull out the app and you can see, oh, you know what, I don't have enough for these shoes. And I feel like it would be easier to kind of put those back rather than if I was to have the cash, then I would just pull that cash out of my purse and be like, okay, well, I can just take that from my grocery budget and purchase these shoes. But with the app, you actually have to, pull up your app, and it's not just cash right in your hand. You would have to go in and switch over a certain amount from a different category to that clothing budget. And then you could be able to purchase those shoes if you wanted to. But it kind of puts that barrier so you can, hopefully see, okay, maybe these shoes aren't that important and I really need to stay on track with what I have budgeted for. But if you did have enough to purchase those shoes, then you can just pull up your app and you can see, okay, yeah, I have enough in there, and select that this purchase is going toward that category. And then what they do is they give you a card, like a debit card, and you would just swipe the card and make your purchase. So it is nice because you would just have one card that you would be using for all of your different categories, everything that you're spending money on, and you're not carrying around all of that cash. And unlike the other budgeting apps that are out there, this one actually stops you from spending the money, from overspending, because with the other apps, you're kind of looking at it when the purchases have already happened, and you're analyzing it after you've spent the money. But with Qube Money, you have that up to date right there, and you have to select the category that you want to be spending from, and it's on your phone, it's just in that app, and so you can see exactly where you're at with your money, and it really reduces that anxiety at the end of the month, thinking you're going to be running out of money, because you know exactly what you've spent, and it helps to decrease that overspending because you have to select the category that you're making that purchase for, and it will deduct right out of that category. Also, this works great because you can use it with your spouse. So they'll give you 2 debit cards, and you can have one for you, one for your spouse. And then you can also include your kids on this if you want to do the family plan, and they can request to spend money in a certain category. So you can teach your kids about budgeting as well. You can have goals set in there, and you can see, how much you have in maybe your trip to Italy, how much you have in that fund, and you can continue to add to that. And instead of buying a pair of shoes, you can think, no, I really want to go to Italy, and focus on what's really important to you instead of that instant gratification. All right, what I can see from this app is that it can be super helpful if you struggle to budget or even set up a budget, or struggle budgeting with your spouse, or even teaching your kids about money. This can be really, really helpful because it stops you from overspending right away. It's not something you're looking at once you've already made purchases. It's a day-to-day thing where you can constantly see it and see exactly how much you have in each category, and then you're not overspending on your categories, or even overspending in general because you won't have enough money in there. And they do have a cost for this app, but think about how much money you've actually overspent this past year, and how much this app could save you. And maybe it's not for you, maybe you're doing fine with your budgeting, but if you are struggling with overspending and you want something that could help you, then I think the price is totally worth it. And plus, it is just a lifetime membership, so you're not paying a monthly fee or even a yearly fee. It's a lifetime purchase, so you purchase it once and you have it for a lifetime, which is awesome. And right now they're running a special 15% off for the premium plan, which will put you at $152, or the family plan, which will put you at $212, so just over $200. And if you guys want to get an extra 25% off, I will leave my referral link below the video, and you can use that and get 25% off. So if you're interested, feel free to use that link. And I think now is a great time to set up your budget because we're about to go into the new year. So you can really start the new year out right. You can have all of your categories set up, all of your budget amounts, and start working toward your money goals. And it's kind of fun because it's a local company. It's in Utah, which is where I live. So I like supporting local companies as well. If you guys found this video helpful, please hit the like button and share it with someone else who would like to hear this information. And please hit the subscribe button to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That will really help me out, and we can get this content out to more people. And just as a side note, if you guys are looking to get some free stocks, Webull is running a promotion right now. If you set up a brokerage account, which is free, you will get 1 free stock, and then if you deposit $100 into the account, you'll get a second free stock valued up to $1,000. So I will leave my referral link below, and you can sign up for Webull with that link and get your 2 free stocks. And you can purchase another stock with that $100 you deposited, or do whatever you would like with it. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.